In binomial theorem chapter, we learn a very important result, that is sum of two consecutive binomial coefficients. These two are two consecutive binomial coefficients and it equals n plus 1 CR. It might seem very complicated, very weird thing by just one look, but there is an easy way to remember this. How do we remember this? We increase the upper number by 1 and we pick the bigger number from lower side. Again, we increase the upper number by 1 and we pick the bigger number from lower subscript. Like, take the example. If we add 15C3 to 15C4, what will be the result? We increase the upper number by 1, that is 16, and we pick the bigger number from lower subscript. So we pick the bigger number, that is 4. One more example. 28C10 plus 28C11. What will be the result? 28 plus 1, that is 29. And 10, 11, the bigger number is 11. One final time. 100C19 plus 100C20. What will be the result? 101C20. Very good. Okay. So we learned this formula in binomial theorem. We also know how to prove it. We expand this thing, we expand this thing, we take LCM and we make some calculation, we simplify it to get n plus 1 CR. But every single term, every single result, every single binomial series we learn in binomial theorem chapter has some amazing significance in the chapter of permutation and combination. Like NCR, take the simplest example, NCR. We learn how to calculate this value in binomial theorem chapter, like it equals n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. But what actually is this? What is this? PNC chapter says this is nothing but selection of r objects out of n different objects. The number of ways to select r objects out of n different objects will be NCR. Suppose you go to a shop. Suppose you go to a shop and you see there are 10 different chocolates and you need 3 chocolates out of it. So the number of ways to select 3 chocolates out of 10 chocolates will be 10C3, selection of 3 chocolates out of 10 different chocolates. So PNC gave the real sense of NCR. But what is the significance of this result? Does it have any significance? It does. As I said, every single thing from the binomial theorem does. How to visualize this? So rather than visualize this, let's try to understand any of these 3 results. Like, take the example of this. I will explain this result and you can simply apply those kind of thinking process to this thing. Okay. And there is not the only way to visualize this result. There are infinite ways to understand this result by the PNC angle. I am offering you mine. Okay. So be concentrated for just 2 more minutes and imagine there is a bookshelf of 101 books. There is a shelf and there are 101 books. Okay. All books are different. I give you an inside information. The inside information is, out of 101 books, 100 books are of mathematics and a single book is of physics. Okay, there are 101 books on a shelf, 100 books of mathematics, one book is of physics, and obviously all books are different. Now the task is, take a task. You have to select 20 books out of these 101 books. Forget the inside information for a couple of seconds and complete a task. The task is selection of 20 books out of these 101 books. In how many ways you can do this task? For NCR, it is NCR. So for the selection of 20 books out of 101 books will be 101C20. The number of ways of selection of 20 books out of 101 books will be 101C20. It is very simple. The number of selection of R books out of N books will be NCR. Then number of selection of 20 books out of 101 books will be 101C 20. You had a simple task, you completed it, okay, and the number of ways you have written the number, total number of ways. Now look at this problem from different angle. You completed this task being a human, now become the book, physics book. Imagine yourself sitting over there as a physics book on a bookshelf among 100 other mathematics books, and someone is coming to pick 20 books. So there will be only two cases from your perspective. Either being a physics book, you will be selected or you won't. Like anyone comes to select 20 books, the physics book will be selected or physics book will not. Okay, so if we count the both number of ways and if we add them, we will get the total number of ways. Okay, so first we will calculate the physics book is selected. Consider someone is coming to select 20 books and you are getting selected always. Okay, so you are getting selected, then that person must have to select 19 books out of the other 100 books, because he has to select 20 books, physics book is already selected, so he has to select 19 books out of 100 mathematics books. So these number of cases consist physics book. Now we will count those cases in which physics book is not selected. So if this is not selected, we will take it out of consideration. So now the person still has to select 20 books, but the option is 100. So the number of ways of selection of 20 books out of 100 books will be 100C20. So we calculated the both cases. We calculated in which physics book is selected and we calculated in which physics book is not selected, and if we will add them, we will get the final result. If you have learned these two chapters in a proper manner, if you know how to look at binomial theorem results by the eyes of permutation and combination, then the chapter of binomial theorem becomes as beautiful as PNC already is.